This is Dave with Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review. Hey, listen, I love Hamfests, and I go to every one that I can go to around here. Now, we have one up here in Flagstaff where I live, and there's also one down in Prescott, which is almost a 2-hour drive, about an hour and 45-minute drive here from my house. So, when I decided to go ahead and go to the Prescott Hamfest, I had no idea what I would find. I'm always on the lookout for good little projects, to make videos of. And I'm hoping that you guys enjoy the project that I bought that I'm bringing to you today. And that is, dun, 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 this is a realistic, or Radio Shack, 40-channel CB handheld radio. Look how big this thing is. It's huge. It's heavy. It's bigger than a brick, and it weighs as much as a brick. It weighs a ton. So, I'm going to go through this whole thing with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this because I just enjoyed working on this thing. So anyway, when I come back, we'll start in on all the specifics. Be right back. So when I was down at the Hamfest, I was down there with my buddy Dave. And I told Dave I was looking for like a CB radio project, like a handheld. I've always wanted one of these big old handhelds. Ever since I was a kid, about 13, 14 years old, I saved up my allowance, and I had a little job that I did. And I saved up enough money to get a realistic, or Radio Shack, Navajo base station. I bought an antenna, I put it up on my parents' roof, and boy, I'll tell you what, CB radio was so much fun. I had a great time. But, as time goes on, of course, you see things like this, and you go, hey, I wish I had one when I was a kid. Well, guess what? I've decided that I'm going to kind of relive a little bit of my childhood, and I told my buddy Dave, I said, keep an eye out for one of these things for me, and he did. And first vendor we went to, guess what he had? Here it is. It is a realistic TRC-212. It's a 5-watt, 40-channel CB radio. This is an LCD screen here. Up at the top, we have squelch, volume on/off. We have the jack for an external speaker. We have our channel selector for 40 channels. We have the mic jack for an external mic. And we have the telescopic antenna. Look at this thing. I honestly think this thing's about 4.5 to 5 feet long. It is huge, and it's in great shape, guys. I couldn't believe it when I got it home. I put batteries in it, and guess what? It powered right up. Well, I take that back. I had to clean some of the terminals a little bit, but other than that, it powered right up. All right, so here's some of the other things that this radio comes with. Here is a jack for external power. Right above that is a jack for charging the batteries that are in here, and I'll show you the batteries in just a minute. An external antenna jack, right? So I can use it either as a mobile in my car or as a base station here at my house. And a high-low power switch. All right, there we go. That's almost all of it, except for one thing. I'll show you the batteries. It takes AA batteries. Now, it takes 10 AA rechargeable batteries, because rechargeable batteries are 1.25 volts apiece. You take 10 of those and you get 12.5 volts total for the radio. However, the instructions for this, which I don't have the manual, but I know these radios well enough to know that you're only supposed to use 8 alkaline batteries, because alkaline batteries are 1.5 volts each. So if you multiply 8 batteries times 1.5 volts, you get 12 volts. So that way you run 12 volts. Well, how do you put 8 batteries into a 10 battery compartment? You put in what we call dummy batteries. So what I had to do, I had to go out to my usual Amazon sources, and I bought these what they call dummy batteries. It's just a piece of aluminum that's shaped exactly like a AA battery, and it just allows the electricity, the current, to flow right through it. So I have 2 of these, and I put in 8 alkaline batteries, and guess what? I get 12 and a half, sorry, I get 12 volts going into the radio, just like it's supposed to have. So that's what I spent to get this thing working. That's it. I already had a cable to power it up. All I had to do was put power pole connectors on the end of it because it's a standard standard power type connector here on the back. You can see with the little pin in the middle. Standard size. Don't remember the exact designation for the size, but it is standard size. And like I said, I just plugged it right into my power supply, and it worked great. So I have external power. I can hook it into my cigarette lighter plug on my truck if I want to, and I can plug it into my power supply here in the shack, or I can run it off of batteries. This is great, man. This thing, I'm just in love with this stupid thing. But there's more. Yes, just like the ShamWow commercials, there's more. All right, I got a couple of accessories with this thing. Look what I got. I got the leather case that you can put this thing in. This thing is, and it's in pretty decent shape. I mean, you know, it's a little old. It's got a little bit of wear and tear on the inside, and it's cracking a little bit, you know, because it's leather and, you know, whatever. But I can't believe how great this thing was for 10 bucks. But here's my last accessory. And this thing works perfect. I got the external microphone with the 5-pin DIN connector. Fits right in there. This is terrific. I'm going to have so much fun playing with this today with you guys. All right. Okay. So next time you see me, I'm going to just do a quick power test on here with a dummy load, and then I'm going to go out into the field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my base station, my Yaesu base station, which, by the way, receives CB radio. It does go into the band. I just can't transmit with it. Not that I want to, but I do listen to some of that CB radio stuff once in a while. Anyway, I'm going to set it up to receive, and I'm going to go out to a couple of my usual spots with this handheld, and I'm going to transmit, and I'll record the S meter reading, or whatever I can find, and I'll show you the screen, and let's see. Maybe I won't be able to hit it. Maybe I will. I won't even know until after I get back and watch the videotape. All right. So I'll be right back, and we'll get this tested. All right. Here I have the radio, and here's the meter, and I'll move it over for the meter in just a minute. But what we need to do is open up the jack for the antenna, push that in. Got to get a good solid purchase in there. Now I put the cable on here. You can see back here I have the dummy load, and the shortest patch cable I had is 6 feet, so this thing is definitely going to be a little wieldy. All right, here we go. We're all connected up. I'm going to turn the unit on. We're on channel 20 of the CB band. We're on low power on the batteries. And we get 2.17 watts. Okay, very interesting. Be right back. All right, now I got it set for high power on channel 20. And we get 1.85 watts. I think the problem here is that the drain on the batteries is so great that the batteries really can't supply the full 4 watts or 5 watts that this radio is probably capable of putting out. So I have a solution to that, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I've now hooked the radio up to an external power source. So once again, I'll turn it on. And I'm now going to test this on low power. And we get 2.294 watts, okay? Let me switch it over to high power. All right, and let's try it. And we get a 3.27 watts. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. But I think I've gotten a little bit more out of it. You know, I think that's what is really to be expected. However, you know, my power supply puts out about 14 volts and not about 13 volts like this battery does. So I'm going to see if I can connect it to that. Hang on just a second. All right, I've got it hooked up to my power supply on high power. Let's see what I get. 3.75 watts. Okay, that's because the power supply puts out 14 volts instead of 12.9 or 13 volts like my battery is putting out. All right, very good. It gives you a good idea what we may end up with. All right, next time you see me, I'm probably going to be out at the park. I might have to do this over a couple of days because we're supposed to get rain today, but we'll see. All right, be right back. All right, I'm out here at Fox Glen Park. As you guys know, this is my favorite place to test HT radios, and I have a HT radio right here, and the antenna is so long it's getting stuck up in the tree above me. I can't believe this. This thing is just so big and heavy. Oh, yeah, I love it. This thing's great. Anyway, I already did 2 videos already with this thing here at Fox Glen Park, and all of a sudden I realized, guess what? Oh, the sun's really hitting me. And guess what? I forgot to put the microphone on. So here I am doing it again, making sure the microphone's working this time. As you know, this is about 2.6, 2.7 miles from my shack. My base station antenna for today is a high gain AV640, which is an 8-band 6 meter to 40 meter antenna. And it is about 25 feet long, and it's 25 feet or 20 feet high on a 20-foot mast. So it's about 45 feet in the air. And that may be enough to get up above most of the obstructions that I usually have when I'm running VHF, UHF HTs out here at the park, because my VHF, UHF antenna is much shorter and it is in a much lower position. So let's see how this works. I've got this thing turned on. I brought my battery box with me so you can see I got the power cable. And so I get the maximum wattage, about 3 3/4 watts, as you remember. And let me try testing this. Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is Dave with Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review. I am testing the realistic TRC-212 handheld HT Walkie Talkie at Fox Glen Park. Let's see how this works. Testing 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so I don't know if it hit my base station or not, and I won't know if it hit the base station or not until after I get back and review the videos. All right, and let's see how it works, man. All right, let's go. I'll be right back. Oh, next time you see me, I'm going to go to my super secret testing facility. All right, and when I do that, I'm going to have to be in a hurry because I am in a hurry now. I got the rain coming in, so I only have less than an hour, I think, before the rain starts. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm out here at the super secret test facility. As you can see, there's nobody here, and it's beautiful. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm out here in my super secret testing facility, and I'm going to use the super cool external microphone. All right, I'm holding it up as far up in the air as I can, and I'm going to use the super cool external microphone. And I'm going to try doing this test again from the super secret testing facility. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing the realistic TRC-212 handheld HT Walkie Talkie, 5 watts, a whole 5-watt output. And I'm testing it with the super cool microphone at the super secret testing facility using my super cool tie-dye t-shirt that I got at Super Cool Hawaii. All right, I hope this gets out. Testing 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. We'll see what happens when I get back. Guys, I had so much fun playing around with and playing radio today with a CB radio. You know, I haven't played CB radio since I was a kid. So, I mean, this thing is just, anyway, A couple of the things that you probably might want to know is that recently I got a radio from Retevis. They were very nice to provide a radio for me, and I did a complete test and review. I went a little overboard for it because I thought the radio was pretty good and was worth it. And I also let them know that I can be doing testing on CB radios. So who knows? Maybe they'll send me a CB radio to play around with as well. And that would be kind of cool because I happen to have an antenna for my truck. So I can go mobile with it. I can use it at the base station here. I can go back and forth. I can, have somebody here talking to me while I'm out there or vice versa, whatever. I think this is going to be kind of fun this summer, playing around with stuff if I get a CB radio to put here in the shack. So anyway, I had a lot of fun today, but there was a little issue, and I will tell you what that issue is. When I was out at Fox Glen Park, I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. Now, I didn't the signal may have been enough to hear but not see on the waterfall display. If that's the case, I missed it completely. I can't sit there and listen to 20 minutes or half an hour of a video listening for something when I should be able to see it on my waterfall display, and I saw nothing. So I don't know really if I was getting through or not. I was very surprised, though, that it did not get through there. However, considering that, you must have known by now that I did get through from my super secret testing facility. So I got about a 3 to 4 S-meter reading, which I think is very good. That's about a 3.6, 3.7 mile facility with a lot of obstacles, including a big hill. So I thought that was pretty good, that I was able to get through that, and I could hear myself. Unfortunately, because I couldn't find any other CB radio operators to listen to before I left, I had the dynamic noise reduction turned on, and that could have lowered the signal strength a little bit, and it could have caused a little bit of difference in the way it sounds. But whatever. I wasn't able to tune it in properly. In other words, so. But as you saw in the split screen on my super secret testing facility test, I got through, and that was really great. I was so happy about that. So one of these days I'll go back to Fox Glen Park and do a retest on that, and I'm hoping I should be able to get through. But who knows? It is what it is, and that's why we test. And as you know, the motto for my channel is one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. I hope you enjoyed this, and please, if you did, please like and subscribe my video and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate that. Channel's been getting a little bit low on subscribers here lately, so I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. That would really make me very happy. Thank you very much. I appreciate your consideration. This is Dave with Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review 73.